Now, the car behind us,
Yeah.
that was the big, massive news on day one. And you kicked off the Auto Expo really. It was the first announcement of the day for any brand. Tell us the idea behind that as well, because you've done concept cars with a very clear picture of bringing something to the market. It's the same this time around?
Yes, very clearly. A couple of things I'd like to say here. One is that the customer is becoming younger, customer is becoming aspirational, they want something more. And the second thing is that the SUV space, the market is growing. And if you see in the next 3 to 5 years, the growth segment is the SUV segment. So we brought in the compact SUV, the Vitara Brezza, which has got the imagination of the people, and it is it's doing well. But we thought that okay, why not have a compact car which is SUV-ish, but going below the Vitara Brezza. So how can we do that? So from that germinated the idea of doing a concept compact SUV. And SUV-ish kind of characteristics and proportions which are smaller than the Vitara Brezza. I think that was the key brief which was there in the mind, and we believe that in future if we do get into, we find a good response, and then maybe it can become on its own a segment, because it has that potential, we believe.
Yeah. And the fact that it's been done at Maruti Suzuki, it talks about your capability with the design space, isn't it?
Definitely. I think our designers are maturing, they are learning, and they are understanding the Indian customer psyche, what they are looking for. And from all of that, I think we have been able to make a concept futurist, which is having a high seating, good visibility, good ground clearance, a good road presence, yet it is compact, it is smaller than the Vitara Brezza, having a lot of interior space on the inside. So I think it's a package which is there. And from the interior perspective, it's also, we are talking about a futuristic infotainment system. So connectivity is very, very important for today's aspirational customer. So so all of that is it's a good package, we believe.
And so I must in fact clarify, for those of you who don't know why I said that about Maruti's own capability, this design has nothing to do with Suzuki Japan. It's the capability here that I was trying to highlight. After the Vitara Brezza, this is the second independent work coming out of your design studio. Now, there's a lot of talk about going electric. The government is showing that sort of impetus as well. But very often we say that, look, to get to pure electric, you have to maybe also do hybrid along the way. You've also showcased that here at the Expo. How strongly do you feel about it?
I think it's government is very keen that they need to have energy, sustainability, reduction of the oil import bill. They also are looking at reducing the emission, footprint and the carbon footprint. So from that perspective, I think electric is a very, very efficient form of making a mobility solution. So I think there's nothing wrong in the government's desire and wish and the vision which they are having. So that's very good. Now the only thing is that we are trying to make a complete change of the ecosystem from a liquid fuel ecosystem where people are very comfortable with having fuel stations, vehicles which are meeting that requirement, convenience of filling the fuel, and maybe also meeting in some way the economic parameters for them to use it as a mobility solution. So all of that needs to get transformed into a different kind of a ecosystem where it's electrical driven, where electric vehicle ecosystem needs to be put up, where charging infrastructure, charging at home, and also range has to be defined, and it has to be all of that has got to be packaged into something which is comfortable, convenient, affordable solution. So I think there is a transformation which is required again in that space, and I think that's something which we are all working as industry along with the government to understand the charging infrastructure requirement, range requirement, type of vehicle. Maruti itself has instituted a study research for consumer research, market research, infrastructure requirements, and so on and so forth. There are many questions today, those need answers. We may not get all of it, but we need to make a start somewhere.
Which, and in fact, even with the hybrids, they could be the plug-in hybrids, which are again, which require all of this to happen.
Yes. So I think now, if you look at something which is beyond the, which doesn't require infrastructure, so then how do we do?
Hybrid.
So what is the, you can have an IC engine improved, you can have an IC engine with a electrification, which is called the hybrid, or you can have a level higher where it's a plug-in hybrid, which may not require a charging infrastructure. But all of this ecosystem can work. India is a growing market. We are going to go from 3.5 million to 6 million to 9 million by 2030. The government's vision is to have electrical mobility, electrification in some percentage in various segments by 2030, as much as possible. So now you can complement the hybrid, as you said, plug-in hybrid and strong hybrids, mild hybrids, and so on and so forth, and also electrical vehicles. All of this, and as they all follow same ecosystem of manufacturing, because similar kind of manufacturing the same suppliers make. So it's a good proposition for localization, make in India, and all of that. So I think there is a good potential which is there, which needs to be formulated, and a good policy framework is what I think industry is looking forward to. And I think the government is taking steps in that direction, and also working with the government for that, with the industry for that.
And having all of this happen like a bouquet will also allow you to make smarter investment choices.
Absolutely, so
and yeah. From hybrid, let's go straight to all electric. You do have the other. That is the other thing I saw while I was in Japan, of course, at the Tokyo show.
Yeah.
So it's great to see the e-Survivor concept make a India debut at the expo. Tell us more about it.
Well, we're calling this the face of Suzuki and Maruti Suzuki. So face is four-wheel drive, autonomous, connected, electric.
Yeah.
So all of that technology, it's a technology demonstration project. We believe that SUVs are going to grow in future, and today maybe the off-roading is not being so prevalent in India, but maybe in future the four-wheel drive is going to become, penetration is going to increase. That's one. Second is that it is autonomous is something which is being talked over world over.
Eventually will happen.
Eventually somewhere it will happen, and also it may happen in certain levels.
Yeah.
And India, maybe we need to find some specific solutions for autonomous level 1, level 2 or level 3 kind of technologies. And of course connected, and for the young audience which we have, they are always connected on the phone, and they are working on 3 screens or 2 screens at any point of time.
Yeah.
So I think that's something which is there, and in this concept we have been able to show connectivity for the consumer, not just to vehicle to also vehicle to vehicle, vehicle to infrastructure. So that's the kind of concept which we have, and of course it is all electric because but it's a different kind of concept. It has got inline four motors, so it's an all-wheel drive. That's how it helps in becoming an all-wheel drive.
And it becomes a more efficient and almost like an easier system for a four-wheel drive without having the actual four-wheel drive.
Yes, exactly.
So now you know this, of course, because you've endured it. Every time we plan an interview or a chat, and then I go off in different directions and we keep talking. So before I do that, let me not lose sight of the fact that we are on Facebook right now, and I'm seeing here, I keep looking at my phone because there's lots of questions coming in. So feel free to keep adding your questions just on the comment section below this video as it's playing out. We'll try and take them, but let me go ahead and bring some of those questions to you. So you've touched upon this, but we've got Amar who's asking us what's the category of car for the Future S?
The Future S is, as I said very clearly, it is below the Vitara Brezza. It's a compact vehicle. So I think based on the response, we'll decide what kind of platform we are going to be building this on.
All right, and I have lots of follow-up questions in my head, so we'll talk separately. Trial is asking, if you had to give a one-line description of each car to the consumer, what will it be?
I think concept Future S it's a futuristic, and as far as the e-Survivor is concerned, we are saying it's the face of future mobility. And Swift is, of course, our tagline, be limitless.
Yeah, and we've seen the big ads in the papers as well now. So Aparna is asking, when will the electric car take over the automobile industry? Realistically,
well, I think, yeah, we talked about this, but some of the things which I mentioned about of developing an ecosystem and making it comfortable and convenient for the customer, as easy as it is for you to charge your mobile or charge your mobile on the go.
Yeah.
I think that's something which, if it comes into the vehicle, it is of course we are on the way to electric.
Now, of course, the most obvious question, we are back to the Future S. So much curiosity around this car. SK Jain is asking, when can we expect it to go into production?
Well, as I said, we are through the Auto Expo trying to get a sense of how the customer is going to be attracted to a SUV-ish compact design, and based on that feedback, we will be taking a future decision.
All right. And of course, you keep moving with the times. We're doing that. I mean, we didn't do this at the last Auto Expo.
Yeah, we
so
did. Yeah,
Night Expo, live on Facebook.
Absolutely.
It's good fun.
Good fun.
Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Good to always talk to you.
As always. Thank you.